So we're back here for another episode, Terry. It's not due with any nepotism.
Okay, got it. We can handle that.
Good. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Todd.
Hi, Todd. Hey, brother.
Welcome back to the Almost Sideshow. One of these things is not like the other. We are here. We are almost a full slate of podcast members. My name is Adam. We got Terry and Todd here, and we're breaking down Better Call Saul, Season 3, Episode 5, Chicanery. It's Chicanery. I know. I'm just
Chicanery.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are we doing, boys? Brothers, if you will.
We're doing good. I'm good. This is going to be fun. This is an interesting episode, especially like Todd comes on. I feel like this is like the baby brother of the Fly episode, because we're in one room the whole time. There's not much to talk about on the categories outside of just like a few characters, but it's one Todd wants to be on for. So I don't know why you hate the Fly, Todd.
I like the Fly, but I don't know. This episode is it's a classic. I mean, this is one that sticks with you for a long time. So I and you know, when you will hear the word or the title of this episode in the wild somewhere, you will think of Chuck McGill saying it.
Yeah, very true.
Guaranteed.
Says it weird too. He says chicanery. It's chicanery, isn't it?
Yeah, it is chicanery.
Usually.
Yeah.
This is where, if we had the soundbite, this episode is where we cue the Todd. This is a banger, a straight banger. That's what he would say when he's talking about a really good movie. This is a straight banger. Yeah,
it's a great episode.
So that's what this episode is.
Great episode.
Great episode. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good one too.
Maybe blue.
But yeah, it's the bomb. Let's just dive into it. Shall we?
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Better Call Saul, Season 3, Episode 5, and it is entitled Chicanery. Will Jimmy be disbarred? That is the sole focus of this episode. I'm sure Adam is disappointed he won't be able to pine over 10 seconds of nachos standing next to a door today. Anyways, Chuck wants Jimmy disbarred. Kim and Jimmy are fighting to save the career Jimmy has tried to build for himself. Their angle? Chuck hates Jimmy, and any altercation between them was a result of sibling rivalry. Howard testifies about what he saw when Jimmy broke in. Kim cross-examines to show how Chuck refused to help Jimmy get work as a lawyer. We hear the tape played, and it doesn't sound good for Jimmy. But when Chuck takes the stand, things really get interesting. We hear Chuck tell the story of how he exaggerated his symptoms to coerce Jimmy into confessing he tampered with the documents, and how the law is too important to let this slide and let Jimmy keep his law license. When it's time for the defense's cross-examination, we get full-on Slippin' Jimmy magic. First, he invites Chuck's ex-wife to attend the hearing. Rebecca hasn't seen Chuck in years, and Chuck has hidden his ailment and lifestyle from her this whole time. An ailment which started soon after his divorce. That seems interesting. Convenient. Chuck sees Jimmy trying to rattle him and tries to rise above it. Jimmy explores the history of their relationship and of Chuck's ailment. He digs into the deception of Chuck coercing the confession and claims that Chuck lied to make the tape, and Jimmy lied to make him feel better by confessing. His defense only works if he makes Chuck seem crazy and vengeful. Jimmy pulls out his cell phone, which he did not give away like he was supposed to. But Chuck sees through this deception and notices there's no battery in it. That's because the battery was planted in Chuck's pocket by the one and only Huel Babineau as he was walking up the stairs. Chuck discovers it and flips. He starts sounding like a crazy person, basically saying every break in Jimmy's life has been orchestrated through deception. He will always be the 9-year-old stealing money from the till, and it's a joke he's allowed to be a lawyer. Checkmate. Jimmy stood a little taller that day. He had outsmarted his brother. He had outsmarted him hard and good. I think Jimmy might win the case.
That's a good.
That's a good way to end it.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
And it was cool.
It was cool.
It was dumb and cool.
Well, we're not gonna pine over Nacho because we got the other guy slipping it in. We got Huel. Huel's back. Hell yeah, yeah. Huel, our boy Huel, looking a little slim and dapper. Not because he's not on the payroll yet. That's probably why. But
literally on the payroll.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I gotta do it.
When I saw him, the only thing I could hear is reasonably, or this heavy breathing that he normally does. He doesn't have the breathing problem.
Yeah, when we heard I got a solid guy to do this, it's like, all right, that was definitely Huel or Bill Burr. Like that was those were the only options in that moment.
Can you fit him in a small space? Do you need to fit him in a small space? I don't think so.
You need to fit him in a small space.
That's a great point.
I didn't put that together until you just said it of why he asked that question, because he wanted to use Huel.
Yeah. Fit him in a tight space. So good. Yeah, that it's so offline here before Terry got on. I was like, I would never have guessed that that's how they got introduced because of that vet. But at the same time, it makes the most sense how they get introduced, and it's kind of brilliant and something that we've never even brought up as a possibility of actually happening. There's a lot of moving parts there that were to have that happen. Obviously, I wasn't kind of picking that Rebecca was going to show up at the trial. It's kind of brilliant at the same. She's going to hate you for this. Yep, she will. But yeah, it's awesome to see Rebecca back here as well. That opening sequence is really fascinating too. There's so many good things happening. This is by far, after the credits started hitting, this is clearly the best episode of Better Call Saul we've got so far. And it reminded me of, it's very reminiscent. It's one angry man in the courtroom. It's one. Well, they got one. And Chuck's looking like the fool with egg on his face right there. And Howard's like, you dang messed up. You darn it. Shoot. You messed up. And yeah, this is a really good episode. Looking forward to deep diving. There's not like a ton of like fun moments, but there's fun like category moments, but there's so much meat and potatoes to talk about on this episode. So I'm looking forward to it.
Todd, would you agree? Best episode so far?
Yeah, I think this is one of the highlights of the entire series is this episode, because there's seasons building to like this confrontation between Chuck and Jimmy, and like the way that Chuck explodes. It's brilliant. Like he gets to be a lawyer. What a sick joke! Like he is on fire in that scene, and maybe the best acted scene of the entire series was him on the stand. The way the camera is on him, the way it shows each person in the courtroom reacting differently and heartbroken, but also like the way it had to be. Like that scene is the pinnacle of seasons of so far. And but it's just, most of the episode is in that one room. It is one of the great episodes of the show, and it has nothing to do with the cartel. Like the last one I was on was all like Salamanca stuff, but this is like, they're not even mentioned in this episode. It is all about Chuck and Jimmy, and that's the way it had to be.
The only mentioned or any kind of like reference to that side of the story is the veterinarian. That's the only kind of stuff that's connecting that. But really, that's it played it. You don't even like how this episode shot. You don't even like realize there's another whole subplot. If this is like the first episode jumping in, you don't even know that there's a whole other side of this show. And I think that's what the brilliance of how this is this episode's focused. So really,
yeah.
really
After you get through the flashback, you can tell just by the way they're setting it up. You immediately go, "Oh, this is the episode." Like that. This is all we're doing. Like watching Chuck walk in the room and see if they've prepared the room correctly. Like
correctly, yeah.
this is all we're doing. We're gonna watch this play out. And it's fascinating that they took a whole episode for this because of all the buildup they'd been doing had been like so split 50-50. And it's Salamanca and Fring, and then it's Jimmy and Chuck, and then it's Salamanca and Fring, and then it's Jimmy and Chuck. And now it's like, we got to pause all that. This deserves a moment. And it's a beautiful moment. Like you mentioned a little off air, like Few Good Men stuff. Like this is Caffey getting Jessup to say he ordered the code red. Like you got to rile him up until he actually says the truth.
He's got the distraction walking in, saying he's going to go up on the stand too. Like he's got, it is totally mirroring A Few Good Men.
Yeah. But what's also great about it is this is the first time that Jimmy has been able to be enough steps ahead to get the better of Chuck. And I think it's because Kim is able to help him plan this out. Like I mentioned last episode, they're all playing chess, and who's got the upper move and who knows what's going on an extra step ahead. And you combine Kim and Jimmy and you get that extra step, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Great point. One of my favorite lesser talked about courtroom freakouts. Yeah, I humped your brains out from Liar Liar when Jim Carrey makes him snap.
It's badgering the witness.
It's his witness.
It's a movie about not lying, and that's a good movie. Yeah.
Objection! Overruled. Good call.
Overactor. Anyway, that's on a Liar Liar deep play. That's for a couple years. To redo it.
But yeah. So talking best scene in this, like the whole thing is almost one entire scene. But there's a few outside parts. Todd, I'll go to you first. What's the best, scene or part of this whole thing?
Other than Chicanery?
Other than that whole
the whole Chuck on trial part on the stand parts.
I really like
the Chuck and Jimmy part. I think is really the meat of that. But yeah,
I really like Howard on the stand because that's a kind of an uncomfortable time that you get Kim to actually lay it on her former boss, and you can tell
Howard hates it.
Yeah, and she picked him apart, and there was nothing he could do about it, and because he knew that she knew everything, and she brought up things that he didn't think that she was going to bring up, and that's Kim being slimy but also brilliant, and Howard needing to compose himself and being Howard. That's a fascinating thing. And when he gets up off the stand, he gives a glance over to her like you bitch, you got me.
But at the same time, it's in some way this like look of total disgust yet admiration.
Like I'm impressed.
It's like I can't believe you did that, but respect.
Like, bravo.
You
gotta know you had it in you.
Exactly.
That would do. Yeah, that's a great sequence. The whole, like, you hired him out the mailroom. You thought he was I totally forgot Charlie Hustle was what he called him during that. So that was cool to see that. And you basically spoke really highly of him. And basically it's like, so it wasn't you. You guys didn't hire him because of nepotism, but where's the other
what's the other Hamlin for?
Yeah, that was such a good, that's an underrated line.
Well, as soon as he said nepotism, I was like, we better start talking about HHM.
Yeah, where's the other H? It's like, that's my father. So that's a good one too.
So I'll bring up something that wasn't a part of that, and it's the flashback at the opening.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
such a
good.
fascinating.
Gotta
Like
talk about
at first, I wasn't sure what I was watching,
Correct.
and because he's like, all right, they're mowing the lawn, we're getting rid of this, and I thought at first, I'm like, oh, this is the original like de-electrification of the house, and then you see Rebecca show up, I'm like, oh, he's just hiding it all. He wants it to look like normal, and it kind of works until it doesn't. And that you see Chuck snap, and as soon as he does, like you get this look in Rebecca's face and of like, and that's why we're divorced, and walks out the door. And even like the Jimmy, like, I gotta go tell her, like, you will not. And like he's so embarrassed by the fact that this is happening to him, which they didn't even know what was happening when AIDS happened until they figured out HIV. So the only geniuses get diagnosed with unknown illnesses. Yeah, that it just like that whole sequence. You see just how much Jimmy tries to care for Chuck and how Chuck doesn't give two flips about it and takes it all for granted.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that first sequence is super uncomfortable. And
the Betsy
and you can just tell what it's like to be what it's also like to be around Chuck. Like, I mean, their conversations were so like boring and out there, but it's just like that's what talking to Chuck is like. And then it escalates because Jimmy and Chuck coexisting can't not turn into a fight of some kind.
Yeah, true.
And Jimmy made her laugh.
Yeah, multiple times. I'm kind of interested to see if the show does dive into the reason behind the divorce and see if it does go there at some point. I don't necessarily think we need that, but just be interesting if they kind of reveal why he got divorced. I don't know.
I'm surprised we didn't see any bring up of the no wonder Rebecca left you. What took her so long in Jimmy's rant when he broke in? When we have such a focus on Rebecca, the fact that he just like ripped at the most tender part of Chuck's heart in that moment, and we didn't no mention of it. No mention of it. Like, wouldn't have been interesting if as he's telling the story, he gives like and he mentioned my divorce and my ex-wife and da 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 da, and then 5 minutes later she walks in the door like that. That's like the one thing that could have added even more to that moment.
Yeah,
but yeah,
good one. The only other scene we can mention here is the Kim and the Mesa Verde people, and they're getting the like, well, if he wants to blame his problems on some other thing, that's not. I have the best outside counsel I've ever needed or wanted or whatever. So that getting that peace of mind for Kim a little bit because she knows what's about to go down. I think that's very interesting too. So
she had to give her full disclosure, and she got it and got kind of a congratulations at the same time. Like, yeah.
So I like that. That's a good scene.
Betsy Kettleman douchebag award goes to who, Adam?
It's kind of the McGills. They were kind of to themselves, honestly. Did start with Chuck here because we usually do. The whole Chuck stuff is, what he kind of went off on, and everybody saw that, like, yeah, your brother you kind of hate your brother because he's a lawyer of his past and everything. Brought up you took a shit in a freaking convertible.
Defecated.
Yeah,
he's sunroof.
Defecated in a sunroof. Yeah. So, yeah, that's bringing up that kind of stuff. And people are like, oh, Howard's like, oh, we lost it. Like that scene, that just seeing his freak out. Yeah, that's good enough to be on that list here. And then, Jimmy bringing in his ex-wife. That's another kind of a little stab at you a little bit too, to catch him off the game. But yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, that's good. I'll try and come up with something else. I'm gonna say the douchebag award goes to Howard's dad. Um, for having nepotism and then helping discourage it. I'm sure Todd won't answer, but I wonder if we ever meet Howard's dad. Like, it's HHM, and we've never seen the other H. Is he still around? He might be. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if we ever get to see what the elder Hamlin is. But that's my pick. Dad.
So the lawyer for the state bar, the actor's name is Quinn Van Antwerp. That's just Quinn Van Antwerp. Like, that's the douchiest name I've ever seen. He's got twerp in his name. So
that is pretty great.
I mean, the character isn't necessarily a douchebag, but the name and his picture on IMDb makes it look like he's a douche.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
I like it.
Stickman Award, the Don Eladio Stickman Award, named after the proper character here. I'm going with Huel. I mean, just one bump, he got it in.
Yeah, so slipped it in.
Yep.
I'd say light of hand or whatever he says, or light hands.
Hour and 40 minutes. All right.
Yeah,
Todd, what do you got?
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote down Jimmy. I mean, he's the only one that may have got it in that day because, I mean, he does still wake up next to Kim, so
it's fair.
He touched her shoulder and she gave it the smile.
That's true.
Adam.
I will say
goldfish.
My goldfish. Yeah,
my goldfish. Got goldfish in.
Yeah, got goldfish in. Got goldfish in a bag. Where did he get that goldfish? Just like a random PetSmart or something like that, probably.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, he didn't carry it. Probably
Mike goes and gets a dog. Jimmy goes and spends a nickel on a goldfish at a pet store.
All right, so
suffocated.
Yeah, my stick man is that guy holding the iguana really too sensitively. I was like, you were stroking that iguana. he must be, yeah, I think that's the guy, that stick man.
That's fair. That is fair.
Iguana.
Todd, best new face. Hey, that's Danny Trejo.
Well, I mean, there's a few. Okay, well, how about Cy from the Social Network?
Yeah.
The head of the committee. I mean, you see him, you're just like, yeah, he just belongs in situations like this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's a very laid back person that he could have gotten really impatient with these people that obviously just are there to tear each other apart, and he's very understanding. I like that character.
Could it be Cy? That's what I'm wondering. I think it's Cy. I think it actually is Cy.
Conspiracy theory.
I mean, his name's just chairman.
I know. There's my conspiracy theory. Like, after representing Mark Zuckerberg, he becomes the chairman of the New Mexico Bar Association.
Yeah.
That's a fall from grace, but I don't know how. Adam.
I'm going to go with a female committee member who's next to Cy there. Jaylene Mack. She's been in some notable stuff. She was in The Burial. She was the jury foreman in that movie. With Jamie Foxx, Tommy Lee Jones. Batman vs. Superman. She was in that. Let's see here. Yeah, so she's been those are two notable things that she's been in. Yeah, she added a little bit. She definitely was a better chairman than the other guy, I thought. But at the same time, they're not there. They're not named, so it's kind of funny. Those three people are not named, so we probably won't see them again. But at the same time, I think she did well in that role, and definitely one of the better familiar face that doesn't have twerp in as a last name.
It's fair. Well, I had down John Getz, who was chairman.
That's
Chairman
the guy.
Cy. But
Now the best joke though is John. He was in the movie The Fly. I mean, you mentioned The Fly earlier. He was in the Cronenberg Fly movie from the 80s.
Well, there you go.
So another fun fact.
I'm gonna go with the court reporter, played by Laura Langston Zacek. She's acted in 2 things. 1 episode of Better Call Saul and 1 episode of something called Behind the Yellow House, where she played cult member number 4. And she was additional crew on a movie called Outlaws and Angels, where she played a wrangler. Or she was a wrangler. You don't play a wrangler if you're behind the scenes. But
I've seen that movie.
If she
That's
did,
the
that'd be
JT
really
Mulder
bad.
movie.
It's a JT Mulder movie. Yeah, it is. Interesting. With where did Chad Michael Murray go? And Terry Polo. Wow, this is like a who's who of. Oh, and stop. Now let's bring it full circle. Gomi's in it. Gomi's in the JT Mulder movie.
Of course he is.
And you just bring it around. You go back around and bring it around again. Round. All right. Lance the printer guy, minor character of the episode. Adam.
Yeah, it's Huel, because we can use him in this category too. It's pretty nice. But no, I probably with minor character, I probably will go with Rebecca. I think right when she pops on, I think she is rather fascinating. She is probably getting it in with that conductor guy as well, or whoever she was on the phone with. Yeah, that was her conductor or somebody. Like, I can't remember who she's talking to, but yeah, you can tell that she still also has feelings for Chuck, but then also is like kind of heartbroken with what happens in the courtroom. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Rebecca here.
Man, look at the twerp guy. His picture on IMDb even screams douchebag.
Just
look at that picture.
Yeah.
And then you want to add to the douchiness. He's the white guy billed as band singer in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. If you are one of the white musicians in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, like instant like douchey level up like 2 or 3 notches.
He was in Glee Club. He was the Glee Club member in 4 Christmases too, with the Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon movie. Yeah,
a douchey character in a douchey movie.
Yeah, that was the Glee Club alto singer specifically, more specific. That's his first movie. Oh yeah,
I love it. All right, what are we doing again? Oh, minor character Francesca.
Yeah, she's always good.
This is when we get to see what Francesca is willing to do to really help out Kim and Jimmy. So especially Jimmy. So Francesca. That's my favorite. Todd.
Yeah, and one other new face, uncredited, is the courtroom spectator. I'm not really sure who goes to a hearing like that for fun, but this guy does. But he was also in Breaking Bad as a car wash customer. So
there we go. He's
just probably some random guy in Albuquerque. They got him sit in on a couple of scenes.
Dude, what's the still from the trailer that shows up on his page? What the hell is that? That's weird.
Which one? Oh, the Richard Courtroom Spectator.
Richard Barella.
Whoa. Yeah, there we go. From a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, he was an uncredited inmate in Longest Yard.
Oh, Odd Thomas. That's a good movie with Anton Yelchin.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just a random extra, and he got billed in multiple things in this universe.
He got uncredited billing in multiple.
Yes.
Gilligan-averse.
All right. Well, there's 2 other minor characters I really like. Obviously, Dr. Caldera. Like that guy's he's always fun to see. And I really like Paige. She's kind of spunky. Mm-hmm. She's super professional, and you could tell that she really likes Kim, but she's also like very protective of her job. I've always been fond of that character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially she vouched for Kim, so it's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best Saul one-liner. I've got one here. Cheers to the galloping gourmet. That was one that I had written down.
Ah, now I see the lipstick. Yeah. Or then, all right already, Jacques Cousteau, the Pink Panther. It's good.
Good one.
So it was like
Good
being
one.
inside of a disco ball.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, on the official court record there, it's like being inside of a disco ball. Relevance.
Yeah.
All right. Best Breaking Bad reference. I mean, we've talked about Huel. We've talked about the courtroom spectator, I guess.
I think that's the. He also got his car washed. He still lives in Albuquerque. I think that's good.
So I have a question. Did you guys have any idea what Huel was doing?
Oh, I knew he had to slip. I didn't think he was. He planted something on him. That's all I knew. He had to have planted something on it. At first, I thought he may have planted like a microphone or a recording device to see if like he would, to see if Chuck would confess and admit something to Rebecca that in their little one-on-one private chat that could have been submitted.
Interesting.
And try to like turn what Chuck did around and make it work the other way. But yeah, I knew he had to have slipped something into his pocket.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was obvious, but like what he was doing, I remember when I first watched it, I had no idea that's exactly what he was doing. Because I mean, that was a really risky move, even more risky than if he had, done a Huel and slipped like a joint into his pocket or something like, we did with Jesse or whatever, or took it out. I don't know. I mean, it was a really interesting way for Saul to do what he needs to do, or Jimmy. I mean, and I also had no idea that he was going to bring the ex-wife in there. Like when he asked like about the flight, I was like, you're like, who is he? Who's he bringing to fly in? Like Huel lives in Albuquerque. Like,
is he bringing in? Is he flying in Bill Burr like from Boston? Like what's going on?
I figured out at some point that it was going to be her. I don't know how, but it made sense at one point. It's like it's going on
so little in the episode.
It's going to be Rebecca. Well, and having to fly someone in and delays, and like she's the one. I mean, she lives overseas. Of course, it's going to take some effort to get her there. But the why, I wasn't sure. It was simply just to not only rattle him but also misdirect him, because it was like she's here to rattle him up to make him not, or make him start to lose focus, but also he's going to realize he's losing focus and double down and make sure that is not what gets him when it meant something else was going to get him.
Yeah, and Jimmy knew that he had won when Chuck had to ask for a break. He's like a Marty in his head. I got it.
She's gonna hate you. Yep.
And there's a little moment between Jimmy and Kim around that where like Jimmy had gotten far enough that he knew that he was going to be able to accomplish what it is, and Kim looks up at him with like kind of that glimmer in her eye, like, wow, you did it. It's like we haven't even done it yet, but it's like you got it.
It's the chess game where you see the 5 moves. It's like, I'm gonna move there, he's gonna move there, I'm gonna move there, he's gonna move there, I'm gonna move there, he's gonna move there, checkmate. And
but you needed permission from the court to be able to get that far. And that's why Kim was up there, being the soft-handed one, in order to soften the mood enough for Jimmy to come in and actually get done what he needs to do.
Yes, we'll give you some leeway.
Yeah, it's good. It was so good. Yeah. I didn't. It all the different pieces. It took a little while to figure out, and then once you figure it out, it's like, oh, so good. And then by the time he's up on the stand, you're like, what piece of electronics is in his pocket? Because there is something, like, I thought when he said that he didn't have his phone on him. I thought it was like he put the phone in his pocket and he's gonna call it in the middle of the courtroom or
That's
something
what I
like
had
that.
thought too. It's like, oh, so you said
That'd
you
be
were
so
fine.
heavy though.
It would be, but I was expecting like his pocket to start vibrating.
Yeah.
That would have been good. But yeah, you would have noticed that. A tiny little phone battery though, you're not going to notice that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that this had to be made at this time, because phones nowadays, you can't take out the battery. Like those old flip phones, you can pop out that battery easy. Not anymore. All right. Midlife crisis moment. Who wants to start this one?
I think the obvious one here is not wanting to show your kinks in your armor. So you never want to admit like, oh yeah, I'm fine. No, it's nothing. Like kind of like Chuck, he didn't want to admit that he had an illness. No, it's just, oh, my power, sure enough, they got the numbers mixed up. Convenient.
I love that too. That the play
too.
the lie he went to, the go-to lie he went to in that moment was
the same thing.
The numbers on the address got mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then and it's then used later, which, I mean, you could have even brought that up. Like he could have started telling the story like, what was the lie you told Rebecca? Oh, that numbers got mixed up on an address. So this isn't the first time that numbers getting mixed up has slipped into your head as a possibility for what happens here. Oh, okay. Interesting. He could have used that, but he didn't. Yeah. The one I had written down is not how I pictured her. You hear descriptions of someone so much, and then you see her, I'm like, oh, okay.
Her?
That's not who I expected.
It reminds me of like Arrested Development. It's like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. Her? Yeah.
What's her name? Anne. What?
Anne. You met her before. You opened the door to her? Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Todd.
Well, I wrote down playing off that opening scene as well, like where Rebecca's like, I can't believe like Jimmy is a lawyer. Like realizing that someone is like all grown up and is like a fully functioning member of society when you knew them when they were like a little shit. It's like that makes me feel old, but I also really got that.
Yeah.
That's great. LVP of the episode.
All right. I got it. So I thought about this. I think it's the Bar Association lawyer and Chuck and Howard, considering they never ever questioned who the hell is Huel on this witness on their witness list.
Yeah.
And why would they allow that if they because obviously like when the Huel walks in, I thought for sure Chuck was like, wait a second, why is he here?
Yeah, but it was just such an insignificant moment in his life that he bumped into this guy.
True.
So I'm going on a similar path, and I'm saying Mr. Alley, who is the lawyer, Mr. Twerp. He is horrible. Like he doesn't even realize. It's like Jimmy and Chuck are playing chess, and he's thinking about setting up a game of checkers. Like he's not even playing a game yet.
Oh yeah.
He's finding himself in the middle of it. And like he opens doors that allow for Jimmy to do what he's going to do. And he's sitting in his seat and he's hearing how Howard's answering questions and is going, like, we were going to go there. Like, how do you not know we're going there? Like, I mean, I know maybe Chuck has completely, like gaslit you that this is going to be an open and shut thing. And there's no way that Jimmy is going to be smart enough and a good enough lawyer to get anything out of this, because Jimmy's going to be Jimmy, and Jimmy was Jimmy by outsmarting him. And it's because Mr. Alley was a horrible lawyer. That twerp. Todd.
Little twerp.
I wrote down the chairman and the council because I feel like they let that little insignificant hearing get way out of control. Like they let everybody walk all over the court doing whatever they wanted to do, and it's probably not the way that should have been conducted. And there's three of them. It's not one judge trying to control like a madness of like a family. It was three of them, and they just sat there and was like, "Oh yeah, I guess we'll let you go off on this tangent and do it, but you got to come back at some point, you know."
But remember what Chuck said in the last episode, that this isn't a courtroom. Like, there's leeway that's given here, and that isn't normally given in a courtroom. You don't play by normal courtroom rules, and they ran with it.
Yeah, well, true. That's a good point.
All right, MVP. I said the brain trust that is Kimmy. Kim, Jimmy, Kimmy. The brain trust. That's the MVP. Together, they're better than the two parts.
Yeah.
Kimmy's the MVP.
Good old Kimmy.
I wrote down Michael McKean.
Oh,
I just think it's just a legendary one episode performance. Yeah. And he didn't get nominated for an Emmy until, not even for this season. Like, it was, which is unfortunate, because he is on fire in this episode, and I mean, he's so good in the show. Like, the show needs a character like that. Mm-hmm. And usually those characters, like, they play it up, and he's such a beloved actor. You'd think that he would have gotten an Emmy nomination.
It's not bad. I wanted to circle back about that actor too in a second, but my MVP, I would, I like Kimmy. I think that's a good call there. I will go with the veterinarian, the doctor, because he has all the right moves. He knows the people that gets you exactly what you need. And he introduced Teal. He probably introduced Bill Burr to Jimmy as well. So I gotta go with MVP, because if without that, could be somebody not as good.
He knows how to get a goldfish enough air and oxygen. Yeah. I mean,
get him a burper.
He's got it all.
Yeah, a gallon bowl. Let's circle back real quick. So on New Face, okay, the Danny Trejo New Face, right? So this is gonna be embarrassing. So I've was on the Regal app, and I was like, is that a re-release of Spinal Tap? Didn't realize they're making a Spinal Tap 2.
Yeah.
So like, oh, that's weird. I mean, for the trailer, I was like, Chuck is in Spinal Tap?
Yep.
You never knew that was him?
Never knew that. I was like, wait, what's he doing in this? That's not the... Oh my gosh.
He also spent some time on SNL in the 80s too.
Yeah, he doesn't come... Yeah, that's... Wow, okay. Interesting.
Wow. And Pod Meets World just got to the Boy Meets World episode where she shows up as Topanga's dad. Like, the third actor that's played Topanga's dad, like Michael McKean, shows up.
Nice.
I'm just like, yeah. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
But that's the beauty of Vince Gilligan and what he's done with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, is he pulls out Bryan Cranston, who's known for not wearing any clothes except for whitey tighties and Malcolm in the Middle. And then he pulls out Bob Odenkirk, who's a comedy writer, and he pulls out Michael McKean, and he finds these people who are known for something else and turns them into like the best dramatic actors working. And that's just the beauty of it all. And now Michael McKean is going to go back and do some of the stuff he started with, like Spinal Tap. And it's just different. It's odd. It's strange, but it's great. Wasn't Michael McKean in Airheads, Todd? I feel like he was in Airheads.
Yeah. See, and there's an actor in A Few Good Men that I get mixed up with Michael McKean sometimes. That's the guy from
Christopher
Sling
Guest.
Blade. No. Not Christopher Guest, no. The guy that's in A Few Good Men, like the
Markinson?
Markinson, yeah.
JT Walsh?
Yeah, I get they kind of look alike, and they have a similar demeanor in certain things. But yes, I'm pretty sure Michael McKean is in Airheads.
I'm like, yep, he is in Airheads. Yep. Well, and the other one is he's Mr. Green in Clue.
They just did that re-release celebrating its anniversary this year too. That's a fun movie.
I'm gonna go home and have sex with my wife. That was his last line, isn't that?
Yeah, that is his last line.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Another funny thing that Gilligan did was I'm pretty sure Michael Mando, Nacho, let's gush over him a little bit more. He got this role because of Far Cry 3. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be another good one.
That's one of the more iconic villain characters, and it's his actual face and stuff. And that would be pulling somebody out of video games. He's done that a couple times on this casting, which is cool.
So Michael McKean in Airheads, he's the DJ with the ponytail.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
That's in, yeah.
I have to watch that movie again. That's a underrated Sandler one.
It is a good one. Okay. Well, Todd can't answer this question, but Adam, what's gonna happen next? We got half the season to go. We're halfway through season 3. We got another half to go. Where are we going?
Kansas City, baby. No. Where are we going? No, he's not going to Kansas City. That's the tough part. These are getting so much so hard to figure out what's going on, because I feel like there's a counteraction that's going to come from Chuck as well, because he's not going to just he'll probably lick his wounds for a little bit, I would imagine, and then.
Well, but I don't know. I feel like this almost destroyed Chuck's entire veneer. He's always said, "I love my brother. He's a good person, but I can't in good conscience and all this stuff." No, and he just proved to the world he hates his guts. He's got a vendetta against him. Oh no, by the way, his illness is fake and in his head. He just tore down every tenet that means something to Chuck.
Underrated line too is that the more that you lie, the more you believe it, type of thing. I think that's something similar to what Jimmy was saying at the beginning of it, or whatever.
Well, that's another one with Mr. Alley. After he pulls the battery out, he starts saying, "Oh, I mean, objection, schizophrenics can do stuff." It's I'm not crazy. It's you're not going to compare me to a schizophrenic.
but that was what. That lawyer was completely worthless.
He was.
He kept saying his mental illness isn't an issue. He's basically saying I know this guy's nuts.
Yeah, yeah. I think it would be interesting and fully justified if the very next episode they decided to let the dust settle on this and go completely and do a whole episode on the cartel and Salamanca and Gus. Because like I said, we had 2 insane chess games going on in the last episode, and we just stopped and did one whole episode on getting checkmate in one of them. So now what's going to happen with the other one and do checkmate on the other?
Well, the checkmate in the other one is going to be the stroke. I would think it's the stroke of Hector Salamanca, and I'm sure that Gus has something to do with it. That because that would be the perfect get you a stroke that you can't. I don't know. They're going to explain something away. So explain it, but I just have a feeling that strokes are random. I get it, but I think that Gus has something to do with it. Kind of, yeah. Now that we're seeing them interact at he's such a young stage now, I never thought of that during Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. I'm getting it more now, but yeah, I think that he has something to do with it. But how do we get there? I can't tell you. But yeah,
Todd, where does season 3 rank in the seasons of Better Call Saul?
That's a good question.
I've never really ranked them because I've only gone through the show 100% one time. So, but it is a show that does get better and better.
So it builds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It insists upon itself.
Yeah. Better Call Saul character ranking. There we go.
All right.
That's good.
This is fun. This is
a
fun.
good one.
I'm going to do this more often.
Correct. I like it.
Or not. I mean,
That's
we do
not
it a lot
like
to begin with.
Chicanery.
Chicanery.
Well, with that said, this was a reasonably good episode. Definitely worth a rewatch. So, anyway, any last words from you, Terry?
Better Call Saul.
Sit and spin, you buttholes.
Subscribe.